So let us continue on discussion on capital gain taxation. So far as capital market is concerned, capital market means share market. Indian share market has always been a target from a non-residents because it's one of the fastest growing market, it's a fastest growing economy, and lot of Indian potentials are unexplored. And because it is unexplored, there is still hope of development and growth. India is considered as developing economy, and sooner or later, definitely it will become a developed economy. And the population here is more than 130 crore. Obviously, with that kind of huge country, everybody wants to invest in India, specifically in Indian share market. So what used to happen, I'm going to teach you various aspects, my dear friends, here. And this is kind of start of international taxation as well. So you need to understand whatever discussion I'm having, you have to understand it in detail. Okay. So let's start with the basic one. So if you are an Indian and if you invest in India, if you are Indian and if you invest in India, you have to pay tax on capital gain. Okay. If you are investing in India from USA, you have to pay tax on capital gain because you are earning in India, source of income is located in India. Even though you are a non-resident, you have to pay tax in India. If you invest in India from a Canada, then also you have to compute a capital gain and taxable in India. If you invest in India from Dubai, okay, if you invest in India from Dubai, you have to compute a capital gain. You have to compute a capital gain, and that capital gain is the taxable in India. Okay. So all this was the law. This is the base law. And everybody was paying taxes. Then India signed one treaty with Mauritius, a country which is known as a tax haven. This country is known as a tax haven. So why tax haven? Because either there is no tax in that country, there is no tax, or if there is a tax, the tax is very low. So either it is a low tax or no tax jurisdiction. We say it tax haven means a jurisdiction which is having no tax or low tax. Okay. According to India-Mauritius Treaty, if any Mauritius person earns capital gain from India, then it is not taxable in India. This capital gain is not taxable in India. And now, my dear friends, you know that people are very smart. And this was according to DTAA that we have signed between India, Mauritius. This is according to DTAA, Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement. A capital gain is not taxable in Mauritius. Sorry, the capital gain is not taxable in India. It should become taxable in Mauritius. But Mauritius was the tax haven. So neither Indian government nor Mauritius government were charging the tax. So Mauritius route became very famous route. Please understand, Mauritius route became very famous route to enter into Indian market. So what these foreigners started doing, they started opening small entities, a company, their subsidiary companies in Mauritius. And from Mauritius, they started investing in India. You can easily imagine if this FIIs and foreign investors, if they start investing from Mauritius to India, government of India is going to lose tax on capital gain to the greater extent. Not only that, few rich families of India, even they travel to Mauritius, they open up one entity in Mauritius, they transfer money from Indian account to the Mauritius account, and then they invested in India. So that kind of exploitation has happened of India-Mauritius treaty. Therefore, government was completely frustrated. To control this particular tax evasion, okay, P. Chidambaram sir, when he was very angry about it, he said, okay, why people are investing from Mauritius route to India? What is the reason? What they exactly want? So somebody told him that they actually seek for exemption. They are afraid of Indian tax system, and they are feeling India is charging tax which is beyond a normal ordinary country's tax. So they are not willing to pay tax in India. They are not willing to pay tax on capital gains in India. This is what somebody told him. Now, please understand, he was very smart finance minister. So he said, okay. So people want exemption. No, that's the only thing. Therefore, they are coming through Mauritius route. Then their financial advisor must have said, yes, they want exemption. So he said, if they want exemption, then why don't you give exemption? So they invented section 1038 in income tax law. This section is deleted now. I'm just giving you historical background to understand. They invented section 1038. Section 1038 said, if it is a long-term capital asset and assessee has paid STT in India, security transaction tax in India, if it is a long-term capital gain, and if assessee has paid security transaction tax in India, then full long-term capital gain on Indian stock exchange is exempted. Fully exempted, my dear friend, there is no tax. So what he has done actually, he has shifted the taxability from capital gain to STT, and STT was not covered under DTAA agreement. Therefore, whether you are an Indian person, whether you are investing in India from Mauritius, whether you are investing in India from Canada, USA, or anywhere in this world, everybody was supposed to pay STT, because STT was a new levy. It was not covered by any of our DTAA agreement. And STT is not an income tax. Please understand, security transaction tax is not an income tax. Security transaction tax is a transaction tax, because you are dealing on market and both parties will pay tax. See, capital gain tax was paid only by the seller and only if he is having a gain. STT is paid by seller as well as buyer, because seller is doing a sale transaction and buyer is doing a buy transaction. So STT was levied on the both side, okay, buy side and sale side. Not only that, STT was levied on a transaction value. Imagine if somebody does 1000 crore transaction value, then he may or may not, okay, he might earn around 10 crore rupees. Somebody who is doing a transaction to the tune of 1000 crore today on Indian stock exchange, he may or may not earn 10 crore rupees extra. Earlier, capital gain tax was charged on this 10 crore. Now the STT charge on whole 1000 crore. So this was a very, very, very profound game played by our Indian finance minister to capture the stock exchange transaction into some kind of tax structure, and that is STT. Now, Arun Jaitley sir has come in 2014 as a finance minister. Arun Jaitley sir, when he came as a finance minister, he and Modi uncle both were traveling to outside India to bring lot of foreign direct investment. Our Prime Minister Modi sir and Arun Jaitley sir both were traveling outside India to bring the foreign direct investment in India. Whenever they were talking about foreign direct investment in India, the non-resident or foreign payer were having a very common, you can say a rejection reason why they don't want to come to India. So they were afraid of Indian tax structure, and they used to give example of this. See, earlier capital gain was exempted, then people came through the Mauritius route, then government of India changed the law and made it as STT. You will also charge STT on us. So Arun Jaitley sir had to give some kind of commitment. So he had opened a route in India. You have to remember that route's name. If you invest in India through IFSC, please understand this is very important route. If you are bringing foreign currency, it's not applicable for Indian currency. If you bring foreign currency in India, that means if you bring foreign direct investment in India through IFSC. So what do you mean by IFSC? International Financial Service Center. If you bring money in India through IFSC, International Financial Service Center, the first International Financial Service Center is located in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Please understand, if you come to India through IFSC route, you are free from STT. You don't have to pay STT in India. Security transaction tax exempted for person who come to India through IFSC, because we consider you are a genuine investor in India, and therefore we have created one route for you. Apart from this, what Arun Jaitley sir have done, in 2018, And this was the historical moment for India. The day was 29 Feb. This day was 29. No. This day was the 31st March 2018. Again wrong. This day was 31st January 2018. Because budget day is 1st Feb. The budget day is 1st Feb 2018. Whatever I'm going to talk now is the announcement done by the Arun Jaitley sir on 1st Feb 2018. In fact, if you want a detailed analysis, you can Google the budget speech of 2018. So you will understand the section in better way. Because this is the revision session, I have to cut down the discussion of the budget speech. Otherwise, I would have gone into much deeper. But allow me to cut down the discussion because majority of you are having background of this particular story. So budget 2018 was being announced by Arun Jaitley sir. And in that budget, he said, I propose to delete section 1038 exemption, which was given to all foreigners to invest in India. So through and by paying STT in India. If you have paid STT in India, then your long-term capital gain, which was exempted earlier, I propose to delete this and I propose to tax long-term capital gain from Indian share market. Please understand, long-term capital gain on Indian share market should be taxable at the rate of 10% now. Sir, normally long-term gain tax, normal rate of long-term capital gain tax rate in India is 20%. Normal rate is 20%. And on share market, Arun Jaitley sir is charging only 10%. Obviously, sir, in share market, only rich people are playing the game. Then why are you charging 10%? You should at least charge 20%. No, it's not like that, my dear friend. People who are playing in share market, they are paying two taxes. One is STT, one is security transaction tax, and another one is long-term capital gain tax. Therefore, this is the concessional tax rate. Not only that, Arun Jaitley sir said this long-term capital gain tax, which is proposed by section 112A, will not be applicable to those individuals who are earning capital gain up to 1 lakh. So small players will not get the heat of this particular section. Then some old people who have invested in market 20 years back, 30 years back. So they were shouting, we invested when the market, that particular share price was 200 rupees. Okay. Now the market price of the share has become 50,000 rupees. Okay. Last 20 years, it was not taxable. Now suddenly you are making it taxable. It is unfair. So what Arun Jaitley uncle said, please understand, whatever is your fair market value, as on 31st January 2018, that means till yesterday, he's speaking as on 1st of Feb 2018, whatever is your fair market value as on 31st January 2018, any growth which has happened from cost of acquisition to 31st March 18 will not be taxable. This is not taxable. This is not taxable, my dear friend. Okay. Any gain that you are going to have after announcement of this section, means he said from 1st April 2018 onwards. Okay. From 1st April 2018 onwards, any capital gain that you are going to have beyond 1 lakh rupees will be taxable at the rate of 10%. But if you don't want to pay this tax, you are having 2 months time. I am announcing this section on 1st Feb, but this section will become effective from 1st April. So you are having whole Feb month, you are having whole March month. You can exit from our Indian market within the period of 2 months without paying any tax, if you wish to exit. But if you wish to continue, and in future, if you sell the share for 60,000 rupees, a fair market value of that share was on 31st March 2018 was 50,000 rupees, then you have to pay tax on 10,000 into number of shares that you have sold. Please understand, any gain which has happened after 31st March 2018, only that much gain is taxable. Let's look at the section very quickly. This is the format that you will follow in exam for 112A calculation. Okay. Full value of consideration will be sale price. Here indexation benefit will not be available. Already we are giving you fair market value benefit. So indexation benefit is not available, even though a share is long-term share. This will be a long-term capital gain or long-term capital loss. Cost of acquisition for shares which are acquired before 31st January 2018 will be actual cost compare with fair market value or selling price, whichever is lower. We are just comparing with the sale price because your sale price should not be greater than the fair market value. Please understand, we cannot subtract something which is more than the cost price. Okay, so because of this grandfathering clause, we call it grandfathering clause, your gain should not become loss. It can become nil, it can become taxable, but it cannot become negative. Okay, there cannot be loss due to grandfathering clause. So what is the grandfathering clause? Grandfathering clause means giving a benefit of 31st January's market value. So you had purchased share for 200 rupees. The market value of the share is 50,000 rupees. Okay, you have actually sold these shares for 60,000 rupees. So 50,000 or 60,000, whichever is lower, is 50,000, and this 50,000 and this 200, whichever is higher, so that is 50,000 rupees will be considered as a cost. Because you have sold the shares for 60,000 rupees, we will subtract 50,000 rupees from the value of the sale. So only 10,000 rupees per share will become taxable. If this particular capital gain is up to 1 lakh, no tax. Exceeding rupees 1 lakh, there will be tax at the rate of 10%. So what if my capital gain is 1,80,000? Whether whole 1,80,000 is taxable or only 80 is taxable? So beta, only 80,000 is taxable. Up to 1 lakh, everybody will get an exemption. Effective date of the section was 1st April 2018. Section 87A benefit is not available. This is the only section. 112A is the only section against which you don't get any benefit of rebate. Please understand, rebate is not available. Against every other section, rebate is available. Rebate of 12,500. STT paid by investor is not allowed as a deduction under any section under capital gain chapter. In PGBP it is allowed, but in capital gain it is not allowed. Sir, but this is for long term. No, what about short term? What about short term capital gain? A short term capital gain normally taxable at a slab rate, but share market short term capital gain. Capital gain from share market transaction is taxable at the rate of 15% only, and directly on 15%. No 1 lakh rupees concession. Full short-term capital gain from share market is taxable at 15%. So how do you know it is short-term capital gain from a share market? There will be STT paid on it. Security transaction tax will be paid on it. Sir, what about surcharge? Surcharge of 10% will be applicable. 15% is applicable. But 25% and 37% surcharge, higher surcharge rates are not applicable to Indian capital market because they are already paying STT. You need to understand this is kind of double taxation which is happening in the country. They have to pay STT, they have to pay capital gain tax. So this is the logic behind the whole section 112A. 112A is very, very important section. 112A and 111A also. Tax rate of 112A is 10% after 1 lakh rupees, and tax rate of 111A is equal to 15% on short-term capital gain. Please understand, 112A is applicable on long-term capital gain from share market. 111A is applicable on short-term capital gain from Indian share market. If you are having any doubt, please ask.